Yep, here we go. A lot of stuff going on. It's raining. I'm not a big fan of the rain, but I know we need it. And it kind of feels good to cool down. Last week we saw like a 95 day here in the Bay Area, and it was just nasty. Share of mortgages with rates above 6% climbs to 10-year high as Americans adapt to the new normal. And we'll talk about the rates here in a minute. Over half of mortgage homeowners have a rate below 4%. That's down from nearly 2/3 in 2022. That means people are adjusting. They're saying, I love my 2%, but I need to move because I have more kids. My kids are out of the house. This was not my forever home. I got a great deal on this other house and it just makes sense. People are still moving. It's going to be a long time. So 80% of the US mortgage homeowners have a rate below 6%, down from 92 the second quarter of 2022. Below 3, only 20% of homeowners have a rate below 3%. The house I'm paying for in Henderson for my parents is 8%. It's not great, but it was an investment loan. Yada, just the way it is. I have great credit. It is what it is. It's a credit loan, DSCR. I'm stuck in it for 2 years, so I know that I have like X amount of money that I have to spend on it. Great. Not everybody has that great loan, right? Those people that are stuck at 2% or 3%, they're probably not going to move for a long time. And if they did, they would probably buy something else and keep that, because when you do dollar cost averaging, it just makes sense for them to keep it. I don't know. Not everybody's going to be in that same predicament. But just so you know, I think 6% is going to be the new normal. But I think the happy spot for buyers is 5 to 5.5%. Everybody would love a 4%, but it's not going to happen. So don't get too hyper focused on 2% or 3% for a very long time. Maybe if the market crashes and we can bring it down to 4 to start something, I don't know, but that could absolutely happen. All right. This episode is brought to you by the Home Inspection Checklist. If you've not downloaded it, do it now. It's a huge help for you to get your house ready. Go through every nook and cranny as it walks you through it, from curb appeal to cracked windows to floors to appliances, everything. It kind of helps you walk through it. And it's a nice printable piece for you. So, every day I talk to you about statistics. I know it's not super exciting, but here's the thing. The statistics I'm giving you is real time, right? Like, I know this is like 1 month type of thing, but every day I tell you what's going on in the different angles of real time information about what's going on in that industry, in our industry, only to keep you educated. And part of my frustration is this is Santa Clara County, but the California Association and the National Association gives you statistics, but they're months behind. Even if you looked at the US Fred, we're back to July. This is July numbers because it takes so long for them to accumulate that data. I don't think it's that necessary. So when I give you a top-down look, you're looking at statistics from a couple months to last month. And then when I give you my dailies, it's real time. So that's why I really wanted to show you these charts right here. It helps you understand what's going on. But this is almost ancient history because it doesn't help you with today's numbers. It's a look back from a month ago, 2 months. This is August, right? And this is August as well, July, August. 6%, 6.27. We're crawling back up. Our lowest was 6.26, looks like. Anyway, if you buy a point, meaning you can ask for seller credit to buy down a point. You can put Billy up point to knock down the rates a little bit. So you get stuck with it. And then you got to look at the cost versus how long it's going to take you to pay it back. You're at 6% today at 0.75. What if you did 2 points? Can you do 2 points? Is there a lender that allows you to do 2 points to get you down to 5.5? How close to 5.5%? What does 5.5% look like for me? And how much money am I going to save from a 6% quote, 6.27% quote, down to a 5.5% quote? How much money is that going to save me every month? Those are questions you have to ask your lender when you go to buy a house with me. These are the questions you and I and the lender will have, saying, where are we with this? How does this look? What does this look like? Give me a spreadsheet or a diagram of cost analysis so that we can break it down and you can make a better decision. Is this a good time for you to buy? First of all, should we go spend time looking at houses and in what price range, or how much it's going to cost to close, how much it's going to cost you every month? Those are important pieces of information that you need to do before you start that journey to buy a house. And you don't do it every day. I do it every day. I buy houses, not every day, but I buy houses and I sell houses. I'm selling a duplex right now, and it's taking forever because it's on Arkansas time. It is what it is. All right, Laura Drive. This is, what is this? What you get for $2 million in Santa Clara County. This is Laura Drive, 95124, and we'll take a quick look at the map. So it's Cambrian area, $2 million bucks. And it's a little 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,480 square feet, built in 1959. Laura Drive, again, not my listing. Take a look inside. The reason why I want you to look at this is because I picked 2 homes, one at $2 million and one at $1 million, so you can see the actual difference. So you see the can lighting, those look like puck lights. This is a standard 3-2 for most of this area. No floor plan. But yeah, so you have your bedrooms over here, your kitchen, garage, and then a family room, and then the living room. Let's take a look at the kitchen. So semi-updated tile floor, which looks a little dated. I don't like the checkered pattern thing. Bathrooms are nicely updated, which is nice. The floor, I love this floor. I love the old 2-inch slat floor that's refinished. There's no reason for you to go out and spend $10, $15, $20 a foot on plank engineered wood unless it just makes sense for you to do that. 2-inch oak, I think, is beautiful. It shows the value of the home, the richness of the home, and I'm a fan of it, especially for homes like this, right? We're not talking about $25 million houses. We're talking about standard ranch homes. Again, this is a ranch home. This is in 95118, which is right off of Branham. This is $1 million home, so it's not too far apart from the other one. But let's take a quick look inside. This one actually 2.5, smaller, 1,100 square feet. This is Boyessa Drive, not my listing. It's a new listing, right at $1 million bucks, 3.5 bath. That's the problem. Okay, yeah. And if you looked at this one, where is that? That's Blossom Hill. So the other one's right here. So it's across a major intersection, right? Branham and Jarvis. Jarvis is right there. So, yep. Let's take a quick look inside and see what it looks like. Wow, that's not the way I would tell the story. I wouldn't put this in the second page. I probably wouldn't highlight the driveway. That driveway needs to be redone. And it's vacant. It's not staged up. They have puck lighting. They have a new kitchen. They saved some money with the little shelves here, which I don't know. I mean, it opens it up. I get it. And they really went cheap on the back. This is a flip, and you can tell because this stove is the cheapest stove you can get because it has the controls on the back instead of the front, and it has this big, huge 8-inch, 10-inch thing in the back. If you're going to do a flip, this one's not going to sell. Look at this. You're right next to a power. I saw the power lines here. That's just gargantuan and ugly, right? I'm not going to buy that house. At least they did the floor plan. Thank you for doing the floor plan. Love that they put the little toilets and everything in. And when you look at these numbers, you look at the measurements, these are just estimates, right? The computer's doing it from an iPhone and figuring out the dimensions and kind of figuring it out. If you add everything up, I've had engineers come up to me and say, hey, I added up all the different square footage in each individual room and it doesn't add up. I go, it's because it's an estimate. It's just a perfunctory estimate. It's not an exact measurement, right? And size and dimensions are approximate. So just keep that in mind. Go back to that. And there you go. And then nothing's really happening other than inventories staying on market a little bit longer. I know you can't see with this chart. See if I can open this up. You can't see everything, but what I'm noticing that the numbers are getting a little bit larger. The months of inventory are getting a tad bit larger, not just in the counties, but in the cities as well. Like Gilroy went 2.3 to 4. Milpitas went from 0.9 to 1.4. Mountain View, where you have $4 million houses, 0.6 to 1.1. And this is from August to September. So I think if you're going to put your house on the market right now, price is a huge part of it right now. Like San Jose went from 1.3 to 1.5, but that's a huge average because we're such a high volume city compared to Palo Alto, and Santa Clara went from 0.5 to 1.3. So everything slowed down. I definitely see that the market is slowing down a little bit, but we're also past the second part of our selling season, right? This isn't going to end all of a sudden magically we have a market again. This isn't 2008. This isn't 2020 when we had COVID, when we went down to 2.5% and everybody got fire sale houses. You had to pay $400,000 over asking. This is a good time to think about getting into the next house, because when rates come down October, November, good probability